Hi guys, it's Shar. Welcome back to my channel, Craftin' Up a Storm. Today I have some Halloween projects for you, and I'll have several videos with some Halloween projects coming up. I've got some that are cute and some that are a little more spooky, so it should fit everybody's taste. I made these a little bit more spooky. They're specifically for my daughter. She wanted some for her place that were a little more spooky. So the next couple of videos will be projects that I made for her. Let's get crafting. For this first project, I'm going to make a haunted house using the doll houses from Dollar Tree. I just used for this project the two white houses with the pink roofs, but I did get three, and I'm going to use the other one in a different project. So I'm just showing you that the roof slides off the top and the windows just pop out, so you can take it all apart. So I popped out all the windows. They have little tabs, and sometimes to get it started, I used this kind of like file tool. Now they will connect together end to end, but I want to put this together to make a house. So I'm going to cut off the little tabs on the outside of each of these. And I just use some sharp shears and snip off those little tabs so that they're out of the way. Now I want to put a light underneath, so I am clipping away some of the bottom of it. This isn't necessary, but I just wanted to be able to put a light underneath to show through the windows. So I can put either an LED candle or some of the fairy lights. Now I'm going to paint both of the pink roofs with black chalk paint. I just try to get in all the nooks and crannies and the little spaces on the slats of the roof. I do go in and kind of paint on the inside of the windows as well so they don't show pink. Now I'm using an acrylic paint for the house part, and it's Americana Prussian blue. It's just a really dark blue, almost black blue. Use whatever color you like. It doesn't really show blue much after I'm completely done. But I'm painting the facade part of the house. There's some bricks around the bottom and decorations, and I'm leaving that. I'm just painting the front part of the house. I'll go back in with some dry brushing and bring out a lot of this detail. There's like some space around the windows. I leave that. Now I'm going in with elephant, and I'm doing the brick at the bottom, the details at the bottom of the house. And I think I also use this to go around the windows as well. I do. Now I like the windows that are kind of this green color, and the purple wouldn't have been bad either, but I went ahead and painted all the windows that weren't the green. And I think I just painted those elephant as well too. Now I'm dry brushing some of that elephant onto the roof of the house, and I'm bringing out all those brick details and edges on the roof. And I'm going to go in with some black dry brushing on the bricks on top of the elephant. And I do a little probably plaster or ivory on the windows to bring out some of the detail. It might even be mineral. I don't know. It's been a while, sorry. Now I'm going to go in with some of the, and it could be the very light gray, is it Moonstruck? The light chalk paint, the lightest gray. And I'm going in and going over everything with that. And I think that ages it really well and makes it kind of look gray and spooky. The elephant kind of adds a texture to it to make it kind of look cement-like. But this brings out the age and the, on top of everything, it really brings out kind of the age and the spookiness, I think. So I went over everything with that lightest gray. Now I'm going to pop the windows back in. And like I said, the green windows were fine. I think I painted the door as well. Now, there's some areas that are just like a little round circle, and I have some little tiny rhinestones. I have a pack of rhinestones that I think I got off of Amazon that are different sizes. So I got my pack out and I found sizes to put in each of those areas. There's also one on the door as well. I think I show you that later. And these are the cupcake picks from Dollar Tree. They didn't have the jack-o'-lantern ones when I picked these up, so I just drew a jack-o'-lantern face on each of them. I've seen the jack-o'-lantern ones since then. They also have skulls and bats, I think, since I've been. I just popped a couple of the pumpkins on. Here's, I'm putting the larger rhinestone on the wall. I'm just embellishing here, there, and everywhere. I also glue a big painted spider to the top. I don't show that. To get these two to fit together, I'm going to cut down some craft sticks and glue. I glued 2 on the top roof portion after I put the roofs back in. And then I glued 2, 1 on each side of the bottom portion. And these will kind of help give me something to glue this together with. I'll show you how I do that. I'm going to just put glue on each of those sticks and then sandwich them together. And I just kind of hold it until it's glued very good and solid. I kind of went in, I think, on the inside since I had opened the bottom and put a little layer around the edge too. But there's my tarantula on the top. It was a glittery one from Dollar Tree that I painted black. And I wanted some ghosts, and I had some peanut shells, so I painted a couple peanut shells and cut them in half and looked like ghosts coming out the top. Paint little faces on them. Anyway, that's my haunted house. What do you think? You'll see here in the picture, I also painted some of those foam bones that you can get at Dollar Tree and added those as decoration. This project was one of my favorites. I had these pots that I picked up from Dollar Tree around St. Patrick's Day. And I'm going to make a little cauldron. I know I have seen something similar at the 99-cent store only. Little cauldrons. So you might be able to find something similar, but these I saved from St. Patrick's Day. I wanted to fill most of the pot with some filler, so I just kind of cut up a plastic bag. I used basically the whole bag. And then I wanted to make a nice flat surface on the top, so I cut a scrap cardboard and trimmed it around so it would just kind of fit inside the lip of this pot. Now I have some of the filler, the little styrofoam ball filler from Dollar Tree. I've had this for a while. It's they were orange and black, and they come in 2 different sizes. I also used some other little styrofoam pieces I'll show you later. But I painted the cardboard, so I started with a good dark surface. And then I cut a lot of these styrofoam balls up. Some I cut in half, others I cut in quarters. I just wanted to be able to kind of build a base and fill this with some, they're going to look like bubbles coming out of my cauldron. So I just kept filling around until I had pieces that fit. I didn't care if the back side where I cut it kind of showed. I'm going to end up painting it all, so it's not a problem. But I just filled in crevices and made it look nice and bubbly. At one point, I did kind of let it come down the side of the cauldron. I wanted one area where it kind of looked like it was dripping down the edge. So this is where I added some down along the side of it. And I didn't have any pattern. I just randomly glued. Now I have some of these smaller pieces. They're just pieces I've had for forever. You can see there's dust on top of the jars. So one is some silver, small but not too small little pieces. And then the other is almost like a snow foam. They're very tiny and hard to, kind of hard to hold on to. I'll show you what helped. First, let me show you, I painted everything. I wanted a good solid base and I didn't want the glitter. So I'm going over everything with some black chalk paint, and I also paint the cauldron because I don't want it to be shiny. I want it to be matte. So I will go over the cauldron as well. And now I have some green paints, just various colors, ranging from light to a little bit darker. I have some lime tree, and one is, I believe, wasabi, and apple orchard, I think. And grass green. Anyway, nothing specific, just different shades. I started with kind of my, and I'm going to say my medium, but it's out of what I chose. I wanted everything to be more on the light end. So this is kind of a lighter color, but it's the medium of all the colors that I chose. And I'm just going to go in and do a solid little base. I believe this might have been the apple orchard. Once I had the solid base of green good, I could kind of see where I wanted to add some more. And it was a little bit easier with the smaller pieces to go in with regular glue. The very, very small pieces, I'll show you, I just put glue where I wanted it and I just dipped it in. And that helped this really small styrofoam stick. And then I let that glue dry. And because those were white already, I could just paint them with the green paint. So once I had a solid base, now I'm going to go in, and I believe I'm using my grass green, and I'm going around to do some shadows. I'm going in the corners and the crevices and the base of the little bubbles. I'm not doing anything perfect. I'm just trying to fill in more where there's crevices and just darken that up a little bit. I do slightly pull some of the green forward on some of the larger bubbles. Now I'm going to go in with my lighter color, and I believe this is my lemon lime or lemon tree. Might be my, or lime tree. It might be my wasabi too. I don't know. I think it's my lime tree. I'm just going to go in now and I'm going to highlight. And on all the smaller bubbles, I'm making them this lighter color. And then at the top, of the larger bubbles. I did go ahead and cover all of the bubbles with some Mod Podge. This is matte Mod Podge, but it still gives it a sheen, a little bit of it's a matte sheen, but it gives it a good sheen. And I wanted to make sure they were good and safe. Now, because I wasn't quite satisfied with the highlights on it, I'm going to go in, and I think I used either that lime tree again, or I went in with more of a lemon color, and I really added some highlights on the top of it. Even on top of that, Mod Podge is fine. I did not Mod Podge the cauldron because I wanted it to stay that flat black. But this is my little bubbly cauldron. How do you guys like it? For this project, I picked up a coffin-shaped box from the 99-cent store. And I painted it black. And I'm going to get these little bead strings, little sticky beads from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to decorate around the edge. I did the bottom of the lid of the box and then the very bottom of the box. And I just put them around. I went ahead and painted the box first because these beads have a glue strip that strings them together. And so if you don't paint underneath first, it will show where that glue is even when you paint over the top of it. So I painted the box first. I'm going to put these on and then I'll paint over it with some black chalk paint. Now I'm going to cut some of these styrofoam bones down. I want to cut them in half. Now I'm going to do this for this project and my next project. So I held them with my reversible tweezers, and then I just took my hot wire and went down the middle of them and split them so that way one side is flat and I can use them to decorate on different surfaces. So I did several of those. It was pretty easy to do, and I just made a bunch of them. Now I'm putting the dots around the bottom of the box part, and then I'll paint all of it. And see, I just paint over the top of those beads. Are very easy. And then once that dries, that will all be cohesive and it'll just look like little nail heads. For the top of the coffin, I did use a transfer from Dollar Tree. And I had this little rest in peace headstone. And I used that. I put that on. And then I wanted to decorate around the edge with these bones. So I lined them up and I just matched one side with the other side. Wherever I put one on one side, I put the opposite on the other side. And then when it came to the corners, I just kind of cut a smaller piece and decorated that out. And that's my coffin. For this project, I found a little foam pumpkin at the 99-cent store. It's not too small, but it's funny. I end up decorating it with bones, and they have some just like it at Dollar Tree. However, they're the ceramic ones, and they're a little bit smaller than. It was easy to make. I just painted it. I wanted to cover up the orange spots, but I also wanted to take it the shiny off of the pumpkin, so it was more matte black. Here again, I'm doing those the bones. I'm just showing you that same clip from earlier where I'm using my reverse tweezers. That way I'm kind of holding it and I have a little extra space, and I'm just going all the way down the middle of it to split it. I made several of these, again, like I said, to use for different projects. While I had my hot wire out, I just cut a bunch. And I glued it onto the pumpkin. I lost the footage of me gluing it on the pumpkin, but you can just see I did one down the middle of a kind of a hump, and then one at the bottom. I cut some black and white checkered ribbon. I think I got this, I don't know where I got this, Michael's or Hobby Lobby last year. And then I have some of the stitch ribbon I'm going to put on the top. And I just dovetail the edges and made a bow. Very simple bow. And then I'm going to put that one on the top of that checkered bow. But first I need a stem, and I'm just using a one of the fillers from the bag from Dollar Tree. I just chose a kind of a taller, skinny one. Gluing down the checkered ribbon, and then I'll put the stitched one on top. I did also use a leaf from a Dollar Tree floral that was kind of purpley, just to add a little pop of color to the pumpkin. And gave it a little whimsy. For the last project, I just used some of these little brush trees from a Dollar Tree. I have 3. I'm going to show you how I decorated 2 of them, the black and white ones. I just took the pick off of these cupcake toppers, and I glued the pumpkins on one. Again, they didn't have the jack-o'-lantern ones when I went. They do have them now. But I decided to not make all of the pumpkin faces jack-o'-lanterns, just some. So I glued some pumpkins on that were blank pumpkins, and some that had little, I drew some little jack-o'-lantern faces on a few of them. And I just kind of scattered them around. I didn't glue them all around the tree in this particular project. The tree is going to... you won't see the backside of it, so I just glued them around the front. I needed to save some of the cupcake picks for another project, so I didn't want to use all of them yet. They're a little thick on there, but they work fine. I just put a dab of hot glue on them and then pressed them into the little bushy tree, and it held just fine. I did the same thing with the skulls, and I did that on the other tree, and easy, simple decorations. I think these little trees can go with some cute decorations, more whimsical, or it could go with scary, either or, and they fit perfectly in both. Super easy. If you enjoyed these projects, please hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to my channel. I'll have plenty more Halloween DIY projects coming up. Have a great day, and as always, keep crafting.